course, the second I start recording, we got... That was exciting, wasn't it? Okay, from the title, you might be wondering, what in the world has gotten into me? Why would someone who buys cars like this do anything of the sort of buying a car that can be considered any kind of economical? Well, if you've seen the gas prices lately, you might agree with me on this thing. This is one thing. See, I was gonna get a Cadillac a few weekends ago. There was an auction. And Cadillac, the engine seized while it was sitting on the auction. You know, it was running, and the engine locked up while it was running. So I did not get that car. But instead, I bought this. This is a Ford Maverick. Technically, it's a Mercury Comet. Oh God, we gotta wait for more. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, moving on. This is a Mercury Comet or Ford Maverick. I usually just call it a Ford Maverick because nobody knows what a Mercury Comet is. They wonder what the hell you're talking about. But when you say Maverick, most people know what a Maverick is. This car is a little mid-sized sedan from the 70s. This is 72. That is on the same platform as a Ford Mustang and the Ford Pinto. So you could say that the Pinto is just a Maverick with the ass chopped off, or you could say that the Maverick is kind of the retarded half-sister of a Mustang, which is what I choose to call it. It's got a straight 6 in it, the 4.1, 250 straight 6. I thought it was a 200, but the VIN says 250, or the title says 250, so I guess it's a 250. But it needs some work, as you can see. It was in a front-end collision at some point. The hood's a different color than the rest of the car. The fender's a different color than the rest of the car. It's missing a whole lot of trim on this side. It's got the front bumper of a 73, even though the title says 72. So that happened. It's missing that blinker housing chrome, which I did order. That is the one thing that I'm going to fix on this car, cosmetically, is that light. It bugs the hell out of me that it doesn't have the two things. Anyway, other than that, $600 this car was for me. And you know, it's gonna be a beater. It's a little economical beater. It gets, according to online, which I'm not sure how accurate this is going to be in today's world, but when this car was new, 23 city, 31 highway. I cannot wait to have 31 highway MPG. That'd be amazing. That's like, I've never owned a car in my whole existence that's gotten that good of gas mileage. I can hear another cop coming, so I'm going to pause the camera. Actually, that one was an ambulance, but same thing, right? Emergency personnel. They're probably going somewhere important. Anyway, back to the car. I don't really know what I was saying because I keep getting interrupted by emergency people. But $600. It needs a lot of work. So I'm gonna have this car is going to be the source of another series of videos. I know the Oldsmobile has taken up a lot of videos. I'm starting to get into Mercury videos now that it's warm enough to have the thing out. I've had a few videos here and there on my Lincoln. But this car is rough. It's I have a whole outline out already of what needs to be done to it to start, but it needs a whole bunch of stuff. The first thing is that the idiots that put it up for sale, or whatever you want to call it, didn't do the courtesy of cleaning the damn car out before they put it up. So we've got nasty ass earbud things and fortune cookie wrappers and Gatorade bottles and just gross everything. In the back, we got spare parts, a couple of door cranks for OEM Mercuries. That's kind of cool. I am going to keep those. Got a free ice scraper. That's nice. Some transmission fluid, some oil, Mountain Dew bottles, speakers, the whole 9 yards. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. The door handle for the passenger door. all the fun stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is clean it. Doors shut nice. They don't even wobble like the Mercuries do. Second thing that's going to be done besides deep cleaning is the brakes. The brakes don't work at all. This brake is dragging. The other one works great, but it has all the pressure, so the second you hit the brakes, you lock them up. And then the rears aren't doing anything. They look brand new. The drums aren't even rusty. But there's a huge brake line leak somewhere in this area in the middle of the car, it looks like. So that's either one or both rear brake lines broken. So that could be why the back ones aren't working. So in these brakes, the carburetor on this is a Unijet off of a GM car of a similar year. It's even got the adapter plate on the intake manifold for it. So there is no air cleaner on this car because the Unijets sit a whole 3 inches higher than Motorcraft's single barrel carburetor that came on these cars. So no air cleaner, the original air cleaner could not fit on the engine, and it did not come with the car. So I have to buy one of those, as well as a new carburetor, as well as do a bunch of choke work and vacuum line work because they've got it all plugged off and fucked up. So there's another thing it needs. Radiator's cracked, so I've got to fix that. Belts and hoses completely just destroyed. They're all junky, and you know, the belts showing cords, and the hoses are leaky and crusty, and all that stuff. It does have new wheel bearings. I got a folder with a bunch of receipts and stuff in it. Engine was rebuilt in 2014. Transmission was serviced in 2014. Wheel bearings were done in 2018. All 4 wheel bearings. The roof was repainted. It used to be a vinyl top car. It is now a hard top car. Yeah, it's had its fair share of work done to it, but the main things it needs now is engine, engine work. Sorry, I had a phone call. Engine work, carb, vacuum line stuff, radiator, and brakes, and then it will be road ready. But it is far from drivable. Beyond that, the sound system needs to be completely revamped. They got wiring, galore, just junky crap. The radio that's in it doesn't work. It's a Bluetooth radio. I'm gonna take it out and put a tape deck in there. It's got AM only radio, so I'm going to convert that to FM so I have stations. This is going to be a daily driver, so I'm going to need to be able to listen to music, right? Wiper blades, basic stuff like that. I'm going to paint that fender. Probably just going to do the same color as this hood, just a sort of a navy blue color. I'm not even going to try to match it because I don't care. It's missing some trim, not going to replace the trim. What else does it need? It needs a lot of stuff, I'll tell you what. The trunk doesn't open because I didn't get a key for it. I did contact the guy whose name was on the title. And he messaged me back and asked me what my address was so he can send me the key. I don't know if I'm actually going to get it or not, though, because he says he is not sure if it's the actual key for it, so he's just going to send a bunch of keys. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. It's you need to get into the trunk. The interior, the seats are very worn out and disintegrating. Every time I get in and out of it, it falls apart. So I'm going to put a towel or something over it temporarily, and I'll reupholster them at a later date, which I will make a video for. The steering wheel is missing the center bezel here that holds this rubber piece down. So I'm going to zip tie it on both sides to avoid that from falling off. Sorry about that unexpected pause. I had another interruption happen. There's no AC. It's a base model, crank windows, manual mirror. There's only one mirror. There's no AC, no any of that junk. It has manual vents. You have to pull the things out. That was a manual choke, I believe. I don't know. I don't have the owner's manual. I don't know what this lever is. I can imagine it might have been a choke at one point. It does nothing now. All the lights work except for one. Haven't tested the wipers because I don't want to scrape the windshield. It is not cracked by some miracle of God. It's the original windshield. It's got the tint, but it's not cracked or scratched or anything at all, which is a miracle. It's got, as far as I can tell, it's got 75,000 original miles. No cigarette lighter. I don't even think it was an option. I think it was, this car came without one. See, the seatbelt does not work. It's if you guys excuse that annoying ass buzzer, if you guys know how to fix this, let me know, because I'm thinking I might just delete the seatbelts, because that seems like a whole can of worms I do not want to get into for something that I don't even wear. Anyway, it's got rear defrost though. That is cool. I haven't had a car with rear defrost this old before. This is the oldest car I ever owned. And even my Mercury, which is a higher trim package, higher level car than this, doesn't have rear defrost. So that's cool. Yeah, apart from that, the gas cap doesn't open, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Apart from that, I will continue to post updates on this car. I gotta say, it drives. I was able to drive it around the block when I was going to buy it. It drives very well for a small car like this. I've only ever owned a car as small as this once, and that was my Buick Century. And I think it was even a little bit shorter than this, but it was definitely this small in size. And that car, it drove like a small car. It handled like a small car. It felt like a small car. It kind of rode like shit. This one rides nice. It's very comfortable to sit in, even though the seats are very worn out. It handles like you'd expect a big car to. Honestly, it feels like I'm driving a bigger car. Not a big car like that, but it felt very similar to the way my Oldsmobile feels when I drive it. So all in all, so far of the 0.2 miles I've driven it, I don't mind it. I don't really like small cars, and I don't like non-luxury cars, but this thing's it's gonna save me a lot of money in gas. And if you look at under the hood, I'll get the hood open for you guys. It's so simple to look at this thing. Oh, hold on. Sorry, that hood is very heavy, and there's no hydraulics on it. It's a stick car. Straight six. That's a hot radiator. That hurt. You could take the head off of this engine without taking the engine out of the engine bay, which is amazing. Look at how simple this is. I mean, this is all janked up because it's not the original carb, but if after I fix all that stuff, I mean, this is the most simple engine bay I've ever seen in my life. It's very small as well. I mean, good luck trying to get to that brake master cylinder, but it's a very small engine bay. It's a very simple engine bay. I see spark plug wires. Get rid of the spark plug wires, and you've got the fuel inlet hose and this mystery electrical connector that's not hooked up to anything. So that's what I've got. Choke's not hooked up. Choke doesn't work. Dashpot's not hooked up, so the car stalls when you're hard on it, hard on the gas, and you let off real quick, it'll stall. Fuel pump works, power steering does not. It's got power steering, which surprised me, but it doesn't work. And the belt is horribly misaligned. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's like that. That might have been added on, to be straight honest with you. Because this alignment is atrocious. Look at that. Oh, that's terrible. So yeah, it needs some work, but I'm hoping that within the next month or so, probably midsummer, maybe even late summer, this car will be on the road. So yeah, this is my 1972 Ford Maverick, Mercury, Comet, whatever you want to call it. It's got aftermarket wheels, can't argue with that. I don't like them, but I'm not going to pay money to get different ones, so it's going to be like that. Yep, here's my little economy car. I was going to say, make this title, I bought a compact car, but this isn't a compact car. The Ford Pinto would have been a compact car, but this car is like 6 feet longer than a Pinto, so I couldn't have said that. I had to say economy car. But yeah, I look forward to working on this. It's going to be simple, and I'm going to be able to half-ass everything because I don't care. It's just a little beater. But I know I will have a fair share of questions about stuff under the hood since I have never owned a car this old and I've never owned a straight six. or a single barrel carburetor, or any of that shit. So I will have questions. So hopefully my viewers can have some answers for me. That being said, there's not really much else to do in this video without making it too terribly long. I will see you guys in the next video. I guess I'm gonna clean this now, and I'm gonna do the brakes, and I might do a video on the brakes, but probably not. They're drum brakes. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I'll see you when I see you. This is probably gonna be one of the only times I buy a car this small.